Welcome back to Tech Talk Central. Today, we're doing a head-to-head, pitting two heavyweight party speakers against each other.
Yeah, we're trying to see which one really rules the party scene.
We've got the Sony ULT Tower 10 facing off against the JBL PartyBox Stage 320.
That's right. We've looked at the specs, the features, even some listener thoughts. Really trying to get a handle on these.
Our mission today is, well, to help you figure out which one might be the perfect sound machine for your next get-together.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the Sony ULT Tower 10.
Right. Sony is making a big noise, literally, about the bass on this one.
They are. They've even got this dedicated ULT button.
Which gives you two different bass modes, apparently.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've done that. One is like powerful bass for dancing, maybe punchier.
And the other.
A deep bass boost. More for just feeling those really low frequencies, maybe more relaxed vibe.
Okay, but it's not just about shaking the floor, is it? Sony's talking 360-degree sound, too.
Exactly. They've packed in 4 tweeters and 2 mid-range drivers.
Aiming for clear sound everywhere in the room.
Supported by that big X-balance speaker unit for the bass, yeah. It's designed to, maximize the cone area without making the speaker huge.
So better bass, potentially clearer mids.
That's the idea. More immersive, less directional sound.
And visually, it's got the lights, of course.
Oh, yeah, a 360-degree party light show, synced to the music, naturally. Trying to give you that festival feel at home.
Plus, a big one for some people, karaoke.
Definitely. And it comes with a wireless microphone right in the box.
Which is a nice bonus. No need to buy one separately straight away.
And you get echo and key controls right there on the top panel. Plus, another input, a 6.35mm jack.
For a second mic or, interestingly, a guitar.
So you could have duets or a little jam session going.
Now, here's something I found quite interesting. The TV sound booster feature.
Right. This is Sony trying to make it more than just a party speaker.
Claiming it enhances TV audio, deeper bass, clearer highs.
It's a smart move. Makes it potentially more versatile for the living room. You wonder how it stacks up against, like, a proper soundbar. It's
an appealing extra feature. Okay, portability. This thing is hefty.
It is. Almost 64 pounds. So, not exactly something you tuck under your arm.
But Sony's included a handle and wheels. Big, sturdy-looking wheels.
Which are pretty essential at that weight, let's be honest. Makes moving it around the house or maybe out to the patio much more feasible.
Connectivity-wise, standard stuff mostly. Bluetooth fast pair.
And multi-point connection. So 2 devices can be connected at once. Handy for switching DJs,
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
It also supports LDA for higher-res Bluetooth audio.
Yeah, if your phone supports it too, of course. That's always the catch with LDA.
And you can pair 2 for stereo sound. TWS Stereo and Party Connect, they call it.
Plus a 7-band EQ in the app for tweaking the sound. Decent customization there.
So what are people saying? We looked at some feedback.
Overwhelmingly positive about the sound quality. Bass gets called killer a lot.
Top-notch Sony product was another description. Sounds like the build quality is good too.
Yeah, and some people are actually using it with their TVs, backing up that TV sound booster idea.
Someone measured the power input.
Mm-hmm.
Max 139W. Gives a hint about the output.
Possibly somewhere in the 60, 120W RMS range, maybe. It's hard to say definitively without official RMS specs, but it suggests it's got some grunt. And some did compare the bass to JBL's sound signature.
Okay, perfect segue. Let's switch gears to the JBL PartyBox Stage 320.
Right. Now, the one we looked at is actually a bundle. Comes with a protective bag.
A Divi transport bag, specifically, which tells you something straight away.
Yeah, JBL's really leaning into the portability angle here.
Output power is listed at 120 watts max for the speaker itself.
So nominally similar max output to what we might guess for the Sony, but likely measured differently.
It's got a light show, too, described as futuristic. Story lights, light trails.
A different aesthetic to Sony's 360 approach, maybe. Still synced to the beat, though.
But here's a major difference. Battery power.
Huge difference. Up to 12 hours playtime, JBL claims.
And crucially, the battery is replaceable. That's great for long-term ownership.
Absolutely. Plus, quick charging 10 minutes gets you about 80 minutes more playtime, and it's IPX4 rated.
Splash-proof. So safer for poolside or if the weather turns a bit damp.
Definitely gives you more placement freedom and peace of mind compared to a corded-only speaker like the Sony.
JBL's also talking up its AI sound boost. What's that about?
It sounds like some kind of real-time dynamic processing. An AI algorithm analyzes the audio
and adjusts the speaker's response.
Yeah, predicts movement and power needs. The goal is likely better sound, less distortion, especially when you crank it up.
Interesting. And for linking speakers.
It uses Auracast for multi-speaker connection. That's a newer Bluetooth LE audio feature.
Potentially better range and stability for connecting multiple JBLs wirelessly.
That's the promise. Stereo pairing is still an option too, of course.
Karaoke features are here too. Dual mic and guitar inputs.
Similar setup to the Sony in terms of inputs, but crucially, the mics are usually sold separately with JBL.
Ah, right.
Ah.
But it does have karaoke EQ tuning built in.
So you can still tweak the vocal sound, even without the mic included.
Okay, back to portability.
Yeah.
We mentioned the bag, but the weight difference is significant.
Yeah, the JBL comes in around 36 pounds, much, much lighter than the Sony.
Nearly half the weight. That's a massive difference for carrying it around.
It really is. Makes it genuinely portable, not just movable. Although the product description didn't explicitly mention built-in wheels like the Sony, the bag has cutouts for them, suggesting they are there.
Good catch. So it might have wheels too, just maybe less emphasized than Sony's.
It seems likely.
What about user feedback for the JBL?
A bit more limited in what we found, but the comments we saw were positive. One just said the sound was amazing.
Okay, concise. So let's sum up the key battlegrounds here.
Bass is big for both. Sony has those specific ULT modes, though.
Sound distribution. Sony pushes 360 degrees. JBL talks JBL Pro sound. Maybe a different philosophy there.
Karaoke. Both are ready, but Sony gives you the mic. JBL usually doesn't.
Portability. This is the big one, isn't it? Sony has built-in wheels. It's heavy, corded only.
JBL is way lighter, comes with a bag, has wheels based on the bag design, and crucially, it's battery-powered with a swappable battery.
Big advantage for JBL if you need to leave the power outlet behind.
Definitely. Then you've got light shows on both, probably just different styles.
Price tends to be higher for the Sony.
Yeah.
And the Sony has that unique TV sound booster.
And Sony mentions act control more explicitly in the sources we saw.
So how do you choose?
Well, you got to think about where you'll use it most, right? If you need that grab-and-go portability, battery power for outdoors, tailgates, whatever.
Then the JBL seems like the obvious frontrunner. Lighter, splash-proof, replaceable battery.
Exactly. The included bag just kind of seals the deal for that use case.
But if your parties are mostly indoors, you're a power outlet.
And you really want that massive bass impact, maybe that 360s sound fill.
And the convenience of the included mic, maybe even the TV booster feature.
And you're okay with the higher price and the heavier unit.
The Sony ULT Tower 10 really starts to look like the king of the castle for home use.
Yeah, the feedback about its power and even home theater use supports that picture. It feels like a powerful, home-based entertainer.
So it really boils down to your priorities, doesn't it? Powerhouse at home versus adaptable party companion.
Precisely. Stationary sonic mic versus mobile music maker.
Well, hopefully this deep dive into the Sony ULT Tower 10 and JBL PartyBox Stage 320 has helped clarify things a bit.
Yeah, giving you a better picture of what each one brings to the table. Is fascinating how they target slightly different needs, actually.
To find the latest prices and deals, definitely check out the links in the description below.
And hey, if you found this comparison useful,
Please subscribe to our channel, Tech Talk Central. We do lots more deep dives like this.